Hey, hey, what do you say? Welcome back to my kitchen. Okay, I just kind of wanted to take a look at the energy a little bit tonight because today's been a pretty good day. Like, pretty good day, period, man. So, I just want to do something for me. I just got through doing one of those, Zentangle things. I joined a challenge this morning, like an actual challenge. So for the next 30 days, I want to do, it's like learning a fragment of one of these tangles at a time. So I'm going to do one of those. They're fun for me. It's like doodling. I also like love to color. My original intention was to pick up an adult coloring book because I couldn't find any of mine. So, alright, for the collective. Child. And the careerist. Child says, beacon of hope, spring buds, innocence, growth, and vulnerable. And the careerist, the last time this card came out, this was about the duality of our shadow and ego. Careerist says, dreamer of grand schemes, vision, cunning, machination, or aspiration, and aspiration. At the bottom of the deck, traveler. Seeker of horizons, adventurer, experience, long journey. All right. Traveler. Where are we traveling to? Why are we traveling? I haven't used this deck in a while. I don't use either one of these decks very frequently, honestly, because I haven't been doing a whole lot of these types of readings. Okay, Spirit, what are our travel plans? Train. Riding that train, high on cocaine. All right, and zoo. All right, train says subway, railway. Zoo says wildlife conservation, zoo attractions, wildlife rehabilitation, and at the bottom of the deck is temple. Oh. Temple says spiritual practices, meditation, reflection, spiritual guidance. Somebody going on a trip in my favorite rocket ship. Somebody is I don't think that this is actually doing these things. What I get the impression of is that we've got someone who's been on a long journey. The spiritual journey is incredibly long. This journey involved inner child healing and a vision. Remember this morning in my message this morning that sometimes these visions can turn dark. And I think that that's what has happened here. Riding that train high on cocaine. This has been a long journey. We might be dealing with, you might be dealing with addictions and trying to get sober from something. The Zoo card makes me think about, like, chaos. And if we could put all the wild parts of ourselves into these little cubes and be able to look at them, we could go deep inside and fractalize them and look at them individually. Temple is our underlying energy, and Temple is about spiritual practices, meditation and reflection, and spiritual guidance. So it's been a long journey. You had a vision, a cunning about you that had to do with your inner growth, your inner child. But it's like it's been one attraction after the next. Like you keep revisiting these parts of yourself that you thought you put to sleep. Now I'm thinking about like the sleeper car on a train. Oh, there's an episode of Rick and Morty where they're on a train and they're like in a dreamscape. I'm trying to remember what that episode was about. Okay. Let's get some clarifying cards. Tell me about child. The Five of Earth Guardians. Careerist, please. The Artist or Queen of Water and the Eight of Water. Five of Earth. Look at this card. It looks like you're looking at this little world that you've built inside of this container, and you're on the outside looking in. Though you're the creator of this terrarium, you cannot get inside. The Child card, Beacon of Hope, Spring Buds, innocent growth, vulnerable. Just like this terrarium is very vulnerable, so is the inner child. The Five of Earth teaches us that we were never on the outside looking in on purpose. We did that ourselves by not being aware of the things that we needed. And in one deck of cards, there's a key laying on the church steps, and all you have to do is go pick up that key and turn the lock and let yourself in. All the person in this card has to do is take the lid off and let themselves in. Though that terrarium, that environment, and just like an attraction at the zoo, like you're just looking at it, you're just admiring it. Okay, then the careerist. The Eight of Water is about walking away. That's the Eight of Cups. Walking away from the things that don't bring us emotional satisfaction. And you're sitting as the Artist of Water. You take accountability for your actions, and your intuitive emotionally mature. You are the leader of your life and the creator also. There's something here about letting go. Tell me about Traveler, please. The Cosmos. Just as I said something about letting go, there's a cycle that's ended. This is the end of your long journey. Tell me a little bit more about this Five of Earth. The Nine of Water, wishes fulfilled. One more. Servitude. Reminds me of the Careerist card. Well, this is the Devil. This is the things that keep us bonded in this reality, or that makes us bound to this reality. I was thinking about this on my way home from work tonight, that watching the news and paying attention to the news is very much a worldly thing. We keep ourselves bound to the current events, and what is happening? Sorry. When we're watching the television at the current events, we're not present in the now. And the double-minded man had to step out of the world to become of single mind. We must be aware of those things, but we mustn't attach to those things. And the Eight of Cups is telling us that we need to walk away from those things, because the reality of the situation is they don't fulfill us. They cause us anxiety and stress that we don't need. And we are the creators of our reality. So go ahead, keep watching the news if you want to continue to have anxiety. I deleted Facebook for a year. The Nine of Cups says that, you know, wishes granted, wishes fulfilled, because you're at the end of a cycle. All right, let's see. Tell me a little bit about Train. Well, actually, Train is sitting underneath Inner Child, and on top of that is the Devil card. Riding that train high on cocaine. You stifled your inner child growth because of whatever these addictions were. The addiction to the television, to the news, to the current events, to what's going on Facebook. I guarantee you that if you turn your phone off for 24 hours and really pay attention to the thoughts that are going through your head and write them down, and then reconnect to social media after that 24 hours and really pay attention to your thoughts and write it down, And if the majority of your thoughts are someone else's thoughts, things that you saw on social media, then you know that it's time for a long reset. And 2026 is about resets. So I'm not saying social media, but I mean, I'm that as being the only thing. I'm just saying, like, really pay attention to these things that, you know, you're clinging on to. The phone, the news, anything that is stifling your ability to allow the inner child to come out and play. Grand visions can become dark. Go back and watch my video from this morning. Tell me about Temple. One more. Okay, we got the Visionary of Water, and this is the King. So the King and the Queen are out here. The King came over here and fell on top of the cosmos. So it looks like we're at the end of a cycle. This was for the Temple card. We're at the end of a cycle where we are only leading with action and reaction. The Queen of Water, the Queen of Cups, the Artist of Water, she paints her own life through her emotions, but her emotions are balanced. And now we have the King and the Queen out together. So not only is the Queen balanced internal, but now she is balanced external as well. She can give wisdom and receive wisdom. As well as take action on the wisdom that she receives if it suits her. The One of Water came out with the Visionary. 2026 is new beginnings. New beginnings. This Temple card here is saying that now is a new beginning. The Careerist warns of leading from either the dark or the light. You've been on a long journey and you've learned how to balance your dark and your light. You know that the shadow cannot run your life, but the wisdom that you gained when you put the shadow away for a little while was how to use those lessons in practical ways. 1833 on the timer. At the bottom of the deck, we have Destiny. This is the Wheel of Fortune. We write our stories, and those stories can be good or bad depending on where our perspectives are, where our emotions lie. What story are you going to tell yourself tonight? I love you guys. Have a good night, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.